Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the season finale of Last of Us. Let's get into it.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Till the End of the Line podcast. I am the nerd with the laughs here with
Kikati.
That's right, as always. And we are back from our little break. As you can see why. New set, guys. Check out the logo. Hopefully you guys like it. They like what we're doing over at the Avengers facility, so they upgraded us. The powers that be. So we're happy about it. We hope you guys enjoy the new set. We put a lot of hard work into it, a lot of our love, sweat, tears, everything that you can imagine into it. So,
big shout out to Victor.
Yes,
coming to help us do this.
Titan-sized Thanos. Thank you to him because he went above and beyond doing the logo for him for us, and we greatly appreciate his help on that. He knows. I've expressed to him, I'm like, I could have kissed him how that was that.
That's not what I remember. You said you did something else for him.
Oh, well, that's after the podcast. No. So
Till the Line After Dark.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So as he said, today is the Last of Us season. We gave you guys plenty of time to get to it.
Absolutely.
So what's that? Oh, yes. So before we get into the episode, we are going to do question of the day. So I have a question here, and it's in theme with The Last of Us.
Heard.
My question for you, Kike, is in the event of an apocalypse, it's a two-parter.
Okay.
What is the first thing you scavenge for? You know what I mean by that?
Yeah, I'm thinking. I think the very first thing in the I think it happens.
Tangible thing.
Well, yeah, it means to protect yourself with something like
weapons.
A weapon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same.
After weapon, then a shelter.
Well, no. You're getting at it. So
okay.
It's a tangible thing.
Yeah. So then a weapon. Yeah.
So weapons first.
Whatever's I can find.
So I go weapons, food source. Is what I do. Those are my top two scavenging things.
Okay.
So you kind of answered it, but what? Well, no, you just said that you look for shelter, so it's part of that. What location do you seek out to hold up in? I know you talked about this, that you have a game plan.
Yeah.
So I'm basically trying to dive into that game plan. What location is your ideal location to hold up in?
So a place that I think it would be, because no one will be there and everyone would be out on the floor, is a police station. I like the idea of a police station. There might be some ammo.
They're generally small, though.
Yeah, I'm just be a small circle of people that I'll be with.
And it's also on the ground floor.
Most of the newer police stations in Chicago have second floors. So
okay.
And then I not that I've been in the jail or anything. Don't assume.
Listen, I just have a past.
I drive by them every day on the way to take Sophie to school.
Yeah.
There was one right there, right by St. Ignatius.
Right? By the Archer line, by the orange line, right behind it. Is that by her school?
What are you talking about?
It's a really large police station. They have a giant parking lot.
I don't know what police station you're talking about. Archer and what?
It's right off of the Halstead line, I think. The Halstead station.
Oh, but that's on 31st in Halstead.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't pass that one. There's one on Blue Island.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. And it's like Blue Island and like Racine.
All right. So police station is what you were looking for. Okay. My first would be a mall just because of the size and the resources that are there.
Agreed.
Like Dawn of the Dead did it perfectly. I would do that, or I would try to find like a high-rise building and block off the first 2 floors, like stairwell. Just dump a bunch of furniture or something in it, so nobody can either creep up or.
Well, some of the reasons why I chose a police station is because
the armory.
Yeah, usually there might be some leftover ammo or weapons that I can kind of scavenger. scavenge together, and then it's the less likely for an outbreak to have started because they're the first responders, so they're gonna call them. So I won't run in, and it's small, it's controllable. There's not many entrances versus a high rise. Most of the high rises you're gonna find are downtown. That's my logic. So
I didn't mean high rises in like the buildings downtown. I meant like tall building.
a taller building.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree with that then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted at least 2 or 3 floors, so that way we can barricade ourselves up. And unfortunately, might have to abandon ourselves up there just to kind of.
No, I mean you can once you're in there, you can work out a system of getting down and up to it, like maybe a rope system or a pulley system. But I think probably the ideal location would probably be a hospital, man.
But like with a hospital and bigger buildings, like there's so many areas to hide, so many unchecked areas that you can't just be like.
Getting into it was probably be the worst part. Is securing the location.
Right, securing it. Yeah, agreed. And I feel like a police station is pretty fucking secured already.
The Walking Dead, they were held up in a prison for a while. It was one of their longer locations. It was prison, and then Alexandria, which Alexandria is literally like a little suburban town that they just barricaded with walls, and that's their final place that they were at. Literally had running water. They had solar panels on the roofs, electricity, everything. Yeah. So I mean, all right. So that was question of the day.
Nice.
All right. Okay. So let's get into it. So, hell of a finale.
Hell yeah. Did not
So good.
see it happening the way it did.
So that's right. So you didn't play the game. You had no idea what the finale was.
No.
When we first started the first episode of Last of Us, you asked me what was I looking forward to.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Well, no, you guys have seen it. The hospital scene was my answer to that question, the finale. When I said what I was most looking forward to seeing, it was the hospital scene. When they're prepping her for surgery, but Joel finds out that they have to go in her brain and take the cordyceps out. But that's going to kill her. When he finds that out, he kills everybody to save her, takes her out of the hospital.
Goes full John Wick.
Full John Wick. I loved the way they shot it. Where it wasn't just gunshots going off, loud music. It was, you heard it in the background kind of. And I think it was like a slow song was playing during it. Yeah. Something like that. I love that. I thought it was a beautiful
But it felt
way
like
to shoot
one
that.
shot outside of like switching between hallways.
Yeah.
As he's walking through the hallway.
Yeah, it was very
just one long
feel,
shot.
yeah.
It was awesome. So you were there with him. It felt you felt it. You seen his exhaustion too.
Yes.
But he still just didn't. He was just relentless. Yeah.
So cool little fun fact. One of the nurses is the actress who plays the character in the Last of Us 2.
So the daughter?
No. The Last of Us 2, you play as 2 characters, Ellie and a new character named Abby. And they're against each other.
Yeah. Abby is the daughter
of someone that I think Joel kills.
Yeah, it's of one of the
Fireflies, right? No,
it's one of the surgeons. From what I read, Abby is the daughter of one of the surgeons that
the surgeon that
surgeon that died.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay,
yeah,
I missed that. I missed that. Okay, so all right, and I haven't even finished The Last of Us 2, which I'm going to before season 2 starts, which we have a lot of time because I'm hearing season 2 isn't going to air till 2025.
Yeah. Okay, you got time.
So I got plenty of time to finish that. I got other games to knock out before I can go into that. So yeah. Let's do our review of the season. I'm gonna go 6 out of 6 stones easy.
I give it 5. I don't.
What?
It's hard to give it a 6. Like,
why?
6s are reserved for something that blow me away.
And this didn't do that for you?
It was great. It was really, really good.
I think I don't think I'd be 6 because of my correlation to the game that I played the game and how close it related to the actual video game. I think that's where my 1 star comes from.
Okay.
That 6. The 6 stone comes from. For me.
Okay.
I think that's what that is. Yeah. So I can understand your 5 stones.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastically written movie or show. I think both.
Was it Bella Ramsey? freaking phenomenal job as Ellie.
Oh, Ellie, yeah.
Which I didn't know that the actress who voiced Ellie in the game played Ellie's mom.
Yeah.
And that was beautiful. I love that.
Yep.
I thought that was so cool.
She's been around in a while.
She looks like Bella Ramsey a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
They have the similar features,
yeah.
like facial features.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Like the facial structure, the cheekbones, and like the longer face. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I thought that was really cool that they did that. And I love the fact that they brought in actors from the game to act on the show. I love that. I think it's probably my favorite thing about the show.
There's something else. That lady that played Ellie's mom, she's also the love interest that was supposed to be in the first Avengers movie. The waitress.
Well, she's a waitress.
Yeah, she's the waitress. Well, that was supposed to be one of Steve Rogers' love interests.
Really?
Yeah, that was the original plot.
Is that why she's like infatuated by him and always watching him?
Yeah.
During the
there was more scenes that were cut from the movie
during the Avengers. Movie. Oh, okay.
So,
interesting.
That's the same person.
So that. No, he had already lost his virginity by that point.
Yeah, he lost before he went on the ice.
Yeah. So, which good thing.
Yeah,
poor guy. 70 years.
Well, you wouldn't remember any of it. He wouldn't.
Fair point.
But still, how old was he already? Like, so he's 100 years old. He was under ice for 70. So that means he was like 30 when he went under.
Ish.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Damn, how long was he in the war for then?
He was only in the war for like a year or two, and most of it he wasn't even fighting. He was just doing that press tour.
That's true.
Buddy of ours wrote to us on the podcast Instagram, and it's like a whole paragraph.
Oh, nice.
I was like, "Oh," caught me off guard. But yeah, so any notes on the series that you have, or any questions that you have?
I thought it was gonna end like you said that the game ended. So
you misheard me. You thought the show. You thought that it was gonna end with Joel's death, right?
Right.
And I never said that.
Yeah, you just told me he died, but you said he died in the first season or in the first game. But you said he died in the second game.
Well, there's that scene where he almost died. I don't know if maybe you misheard me. He
almost died maybe,
in the game. Yeah.
That's crazy. I just can't see him dying now. Like Pedro Pascal is such a great actor. I think he's doing such a good job as this role as like a father figure mentor for Ellie, and
that relationship between the two of them is just phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
As the characters and as real life person, from what I'm seeing, they have a really good relationship with each other.
Yeah,
like a really
good chemistry.
Good chemistry. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope they keep it going. So from what I know, I won't say anything, but I would like to see him in the show longer.
Yeah.
For seasons to come. They've already gone on record as saying Bella Ramsey is Ellie for them. That the only way that they'll change that, Bella Ramsey wants to leave.
I agree. I think she's
the only way that they'll recast Ellie.
I don't think she'll lose. She'll walk away from this.
So either I think she really loves the character that she's playing as Ellie.
I agree.
She's saying it. She said it that she really enjoys this character and the show. I think they knocked it out of the park. I will say I was disappointed with the first season. I wanted more clickers, which I think they were just trying to focus on the stories of the characters.
Okay.
We had a few episodes where clickers had a presence.
True.
I would have just liked to have had more throughout each episode. I'm not saying swarm each episode, but at least a scene where they're fighting them off. Because in the game, you're fighting them every level, every stage. You're killing quite a few of them.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, it's not
in the game,
of them.
Right, but in the game, that's what draws out the game longer.
Well, that is the game, is to kill these things and stuff like that. Like I said, I would just like. It's not something I disliked about the show,
but to have more, I get it.
What I would have liked to have more a little bit,
yeah. We saw it as a more of a post-apocalyptic situation where. That's how I seen the movie too. Like there wasn't a lot of like you said, those jump scenes. Like they had a couple episodes where they really heavily focused on it, but nothing too crazy. And even the end of the movie didn't end with the show didn't end with them fighting some big dumb monster or stuff like that. Yeah.
Which unfortunately in the apocalypse, that's one of the more threatening dangers is other people.
Yeah. Taking advantage
sadly,
of the
situation. Like you don't have enough to deal with.
Yeah.
You gotta fight people also. You gotta like be weary and distrustful, and you know what I mean. Like, is that a word, distrustful?
But I get what you're saying.
But yeah, so it's just like it's kill or be killed type of thing. But like I said, I think it was very well done. The story was great, writing was great. The scene, the cinematography was beautiful in this show.
Absolutely.
A lot of it was digital. The giraffe was real.
It was
when she's feeding it. They were in the giraffe's habitat, and they just put green everywhere. And they make sure that the giraffes were comfortable and stuff like that. And then the only part they shot with the giraffes was her feeding it. The rest of it was shot on location.
Okay.
Outside of their habitat. But yeah, I thought the giraffe was CGI the whole time.
It looked too real to be CGI. When I seen it, I was like, that looks crazy real.
I thought it was CGI. I thought it was just, I don't know, maybe I'm buying into more CGI looking realistic now. I don't know.
Some of it does look really crazy.
Some of it, the best CGI is stuff you don't even notice that it's CGI.
Yeah. So, off topic.
Okay.
How about Marvel losing their head?
Oh, yeah, that was kind of a bummer news.
Well,
so in case you guys don't know, Marvel's, what did she start off as?
She's like
casting, right? Or
yeah. No? Costume and set design or something like that.
She wound up being working her way up to becoming executive producer. Can we get the name of her?
I will.
Quick? Okay. But yeah, she stepped down. I don't know why. We don't know.
Well,
I'm pretty sure it was amicable though, with the way it was left.
She's still gonna be credited on certain things that are still left in
projects that have already been filmed and stuff like that, or she's already had her hand.
Correct. I feel like it was more of they forced her to get the hell out and make it seem like it was her idea.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's because they want to move in a different direction, or well, here's my main question: is how do you think that's going to affect the MCU going further?
I think it's going to better the MCU going further
because she's not going to be holding on to the old ways as much.
Correct.
Okay.
So a lot of people did say that she was kind of blackballing some of the visual effects companies that they would partner with, so that affected
they
quality.
Work with many.
Right.
On each project, there's at least 3 visual effects companies on there.
Exactly, and they get sent off.
Thanos alone had 3.
Yeah. So they'll get the scene will be filmed, and then they'll send it off to get certain CGI things, visual effects being added in the back, whether it's some of just the texture of the floor. Some people do the texture of the background of the actual room. Like everyone has different projects that they work on.
Right.
But what a lot of people are saying that she would blackball certain people. She had favorite ones that she used, and then. I think that also has to do with why Marvel did slow down. Is going to slow down how much they released. Because we got
talking about TV shows though only.
I mean,
they didn't want to release too many TV shows, but this year we're getting 5.
Well, I think about it. Before we used to get 1 or 3 movies at the most.
3 to 4, yeah.
Right. So imagine how much visual effects they have to do for.
That's a fair
8 episodes.
I never thought of that.
Four different entities of shows, and then movies on top of that.
Like in She-Hulk, they said, the visual effects team that was working on She-Hulk moved on to the next project, and it was Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Right.
So yeah.
So and then when directors want them to reshoot, and then they got to send them back.
It's less rushing per project,
right?
Because you got to get to the next one. They could just wholeheartedly focus on one project at a time.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Exactly.
I didn't think of
so I think that's why they're going to slow it down, and I think that's why she stepped away, because she used to blackball some certain companies that she wouldn't work with.
What do you mean blackball?
Like just not work with certain people because they're like, I don't want to work with them. And so she had her favorites of.
So like blacklist them.
Yeah. Some people in the industry are like on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube have like gone on record just saying like, hey, our life was hell having to hit this crunch line, having this time, a small timeline to be able to get certain things done.
Because she only wanted to work with that company.
Yeah.
So
when the load could have been spread out between other people that were just as good. So load management. She did that. I mean, it's
less money.
I'm sure it's always money. Yeah, it's always money, or putting money in the pockets of the people. That's the world we live in. Yeah. So I don't think it was a choice. They gave her the choice to leave how she wanted to on a good note, but I don't think they had.
Yeah, I don't think any bridges are burned.
I think so.
What?
I think
why?
Because Kevin would have came out and be like, "Hey, Kevin's." Every time something's happened, Kevin's always came out and be like, "No, it's fine. Like, no problem." Like the whole James Gunn thing, he spoke out about it.
Oh, that's true.
Like he's always spoken out. He haven't heard shit about him. Like he hasn't said nothing.
That's true.
So I think he's just like, all right, we need you gone. Just how you can leave, so it looks okay. And you
So
know,
like a forced retirement
Yeah.
type of situation. Fair enough.
this is your resignation letter.
Sign here, please.
Sign here. Yes,
right.
you're not fired. You are resigning.
Well, yeah, so that's just a little bit of hot news from the Marvel Universe. Let's get back into Last of Us, finish our final thoughts on it. Babe, what did you think of the series? Like it? Dislike it?
Yeah, producer.
Cool. You liked it? Yeah? Did you have any questions? Anything you wanted to see more of? Or
Well, I know on the next Last of Us is going to be more of the clickers.
yeah, they did say that. So I'm getting
What you want?
what I wanted. Yeah.
Nice.
So I get it with this season. 'Cause, like, it's more info to get people
Yeah.
into it. And
That's what I was saying. I think this
I
season.
was totally fine with this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought this season was just more character development. They wanted to establish each character, the world, and then next season is when they're going to get into the game aspect where it's just clicker after clicker.
Yeah. After hearing what she said and then kind of putting your notes to what you said about the show, I think I'll change my stone rating to 5.5 at least.
All right.
Only because I did grow. This is the first show that I knew nothing about. That I grew an emotional attachment to.
That already was established prior to the show, right? It already had a universe prior to it being made into a TV show.
No. Like, this is the first thing I didn't know nothing about it.
Right.
I knew nothing about it.
But it still had an establishment. So
But even with that, like, it's new to me, period.
okay.
But
I
I'm
get what
saying,
you're saying.
it's
Okay.
new to me,
All right.
period.
All right.
But me actually growing an emotional attachment to Ellie and to Joel's relationship and just how that happened.
Now imagine doing that playing a video game.
That's
what happened to me.
The emotion is there
I
still.
developed an emotional connection to those characters just playing the game.
That's crazy. I don't think I've ever played a video game that's made me.
ever happened to me. Like I've never done that to Sub-Zero. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I don't think there's a
Well,
video game that I've cried
no,
for.
I take that
or
back.
like felt like I wanted to cry for.
I take that back. Uncharted. I really liked
Really?
Uncharted, and I was really happy with the movie. I thought Tom Holland did a really good job. I could have saw Mark Wahlberg being Nathan Drake actually, but they went younger, so I understood it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he should have been Sully though. Sully is an old guy with gray hair. I would have saw Harrison Ford as Sully more
so
than
old,
more
though.
than Mark Wahlberg. Sully's old, dude.
Yeah, I guess. So.
In the game, Sully is old. He does not do any like action stuff. He flies the plane and does all that good stuff. So that's the only part of the movie I didn't buy. But like I said, they went with the younger route, so I bought into it. But yeah, so this game was one of very few games where I developed an emotional attachment to the characters in the game.
I don't think I played a game that was emotionally attached.
Well, to be fair, you weren't really that much of a gamer. You didn't really play any role-playing games.
No, just
You're
Halo.
more of
Halo was the only one.
Halo, Mario Kart, all that stuff.
Yeah, true. I mean, Princess
How
Peach.
excited are you for a Mario movie?
Yeah, I was about to say that. Princess Peach.
Are we taking the kids? We all got to go together.
Yeah, that was the plan. We'll talk about
Okay.
it. We'll figure it
All right,
out.
cool, cool.
We'll talk with our partners about it. Yeah, I think. I don't know. Yeah, I can't think of a damn game that I know I played many.
I'm saying you're not as big of a gamer as I am.
No,
so
I mean I
understand
played
that.
Prince of Persia. I finished that on the 360.
How did you like the Assassin's Creed movie?
I didn't like it.
You didn't?
It was very entertaining. It was nothing to do with any of the games. It was just kind of.
That's true. It was its own story.
Yeah, it was just a one-off.
The only connection was that their ancestors, they connected to their ancestors through the machine.
Oh right, it's almost
That
like a
was the
hive
only
mind
connection
situation.
to the game, really.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
enjoyed the film.
I thought it was pretty cool. It was It was very entertaining. It just wasn't all the greatest. I think. Oh boy, they played the main guy Magneto. What's his name in real life? I don't know, but whatever. I think they could have picked somebody else.
Michael Fassbender?
Yeah, Michael Fassbender. Yeah, good call. But yeah, I
Getting
mean,
better at remembering names of actors.
oh yeah, it's something we need to work on.
Seriously.
No, I just can't think of anything else that really stood out to me about the show that just made me want to give it that 6. Like it had the awe.
That's totally understandable. Like
Yeah.
I was fine when you said 5 because I forgot that you didn't have that emotional, or you didn't have that investment of the game
prior
already.
to it, right?
I forgot that. So once I remember that, I was like, oh, 5 is fair.
Yeah.
5 is fair.
I think for the casual users, and I think maybe I can speak for Sandy a little bit, like her not playing video games much in her life, not even being that much of a game person, period, outside of like maybe card games. She loved this show. She could not wait every Sunday. Awesome. Like, oh, cool, it's out. Let's go. Let's watch it. It was something we used to do.
You were on it more than I was. I would forget that it came out on Sunday and that I needed to watch it that day. And I was like, it'd be Monday. I'd be like, oh crap, Last of Us. So, but yeah, that's cool. I'm glad she liked it.
She loved
awesome.
it a lot.
That's awesome.
She is. We both teared in the third episode.
The gay couple. Yeah, that was a powerful episode. I am confident in saying that's where they got a lot of their followers from that episode. They got a lot more viewers from that episode. I will go on record as saying that's my belief in it.
Okay.
Because that episode showed that this show is more than just an apocalypse show.
Right.
More than just a zombie show or whatever you want to call it.
It's a full life story, yeah.
They're gonna deep dive into characters. It's gonna be well written. That episode alone was phenomenally written.
I agree.
I love that the creator of the game is the creator of the show.
Yeah.
I really like that he stood on for this project.
Well, I think that's why their success was so high.
Validity.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think the success only was... I don't think it would have worked as well had he not been the one directing.
Absolutely not.
Because he wrote the game. He knew what story they were trying to tell.
And he's able to build from the game.
Right. He just expanded from the core that he started with.
Let me put this in that I wasn't able to put in the game.
Right.
Or let's expand on this part.
Like we didn't explain too much of it.
Like I told you, that's why I was looking forward to the shows, because they're going to be able to expand on certain things from the game that they weren't able to, or just go into a different area from the game. Like that, the people that were hunting Henry.
Oh, right.
That was completely for the show, and I enjoyed every aspect of that. I enjoyed that episode a lot.
Yeah.
So
sucks how he had to take his life and kill his brother.
It's the apocalypse world, man.
So what scene hit you the worst?
Explain that in a little bit.
Or hit you like hit
the hardest?
Yeah. If you got time to think, if you want time to think, I have mine.
Please.
Ellie, when she had to defend herself.
When she killed the
guy in charge.
Cannibal guy?
Yeah.
That was powerful.
So it's really fucking tough to see her go through that. Just what young ladies have to go through, having been, father daughters, and it was crazy. And
that was powerful.
And when he said, "Oh, just come here, baby girl," that was when he first embraced her like his daughter.
First time he said it in years.
True.
First time he even said those words in years.
Yeah.
And what I love about, if you look at the first episode, Joel, and the last episode, Joel, two different people.
Oh yeah,
100%
relentless, heartless, a savage in the very beginning.
Emotionless, shut off. Ellie brought that side out of him again that he lost with his daughter, and that is probably my favorite thing about this show.
Agreed.
Is that he even told her. I know which is the scene that hit me the hardest, when he's telling her that he tried killing himself, and that she's like, "Well, I guess time heals all." And when he said it wasn't time that did it, I was just like, right here, dude.
Yeah.
That got me right in the feels. I'm like, beautiful.
Agreed.
And you saw her face realize it. Like, it was just a beautiful moment.
Yeah, I agreed.
Beautiful moment.
Now, was that scene in the game? No.
That was purely for the show.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I think it was like an aspect of it in the game, but definitely no talks about, because in the game, I don't even think, no, I won't say that. I just, if there is, I don't remember it, but I think there is an aspect of it, or like a conversation that's
similar to it,
correct. Yeah.
Okay.
But those words for sure I didn't hear before.
Mm-hmm. Got it. What about any other questions about the show?
Not really. I mean, all the things I wanted to see, I saw. More so, this show satisfied me 1,000%.
Agreed.
As far as like my expectations, it met them and exceeded them. I was pleasantly surprised at how well the show looked, at how good the background looked, how good the camera angles were, how good the writing was. Like,
I expected it.
did you? I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was going to be that level. I didn't know it was going to be that well done.
I don't think HBO's ever really let me down with any shows that have came
That's
out.
a good point. HBO is pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because of their partnership with like Warner Brothers and just other people, other entities that they own, they've always had great viewings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, look at Game of Thrones. Fucking visually, I just recently started watching
Didn't
that.
get into that show actually.
I didn't either until my girlfriend was like ridiculously obsessed with it. Like, babe, what are you
Producer
watching?
binged that whole thing and she's ready for like the new one.
Yeah, Sandy too. You guys have a lot to talk about because
Have girls' night and freaking go watch Game of Thrones.
I think she's almost done with it. So right now, where we're at is the mother of dragon or the queen of dragons or whatever. What's her name? You know what I'm talking about? The girl with the white hair. She attacked the queen already, and like the castles are all crumbling, and like, but Jon Snow's like he's like retreat. Everyone's retreating because like the dragon's just reaping havoc in the city, and everyone's fucking dying.
Language.
And so
I've already finished watching that one and the other one.
yeah, okay. There's not many more episodes
She's
left.
100% up to date.
Got it. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. So we're almost done, basically. But it's crazy. Like the
How do you
It's
feel?
one of those where it's like if you finish it, you'll still go back and watch it all over again.
yeah, I told her because like I'll watch like 3 or 4 episodes with her, and then I'll be at work, and she'll watch 3 or 4 more episodes
She's not
without me.
waiting for your ass.
No, she won't. You fucking jerk. Yeah, I called you a jerk on
I have
live.
a question. I have a quick question on this because this show has done what other shows have done as well. I just want to know what you feel about this. This Game of Thrones, the second show, which airs after the other show, the original show aired, but the timeline is before it.
Correct.
What do you feel about that?
I think it's genius
Why?
because, all right, so just look at the Star Wars series. They told 4, 5, 6, and then they told 1, 2, 3.
Does it make you look at it differently?
Yeah, because so like it still
I like
leaves
my
room
shit
for
to
the
be
future.
in the correct timeline. I don't mind flashbacks, but keep it linear.
I mean, I get
It's
it.
kind of annoying bouncing back and then having to remember, okay, this happened before what I just watched.
Well, so
And
when
then-
I first watched the first 3 Star Wars movies, I was like, man, this is crazy. I wonder what the future can look like. And then they went to the past, and then it molds those 3 that you just seen. It just re-cements the 4, 5, 6 for you. And you're looking at 1, 2, and 3, and you're like, oh man, that's crazy. I didn't think that the development of Darth Vader to be the way he was, Anakin, his growth, I didn't see it happening like that. Now that changes the future. What's gonna happen after 6? Now we saw, and so like it gives you a chance to go back, fix some things in those middle movies that you might have messed up in your mind. We might have loved it, but like, man, I didn't tell the story that great. Now I'm gonna give it some meat and potatoes in the back, right here, and then that way it's a smoother transition into that. And then when you go to the future of it, now the fucking door's wide open. You can blow it off the fucking roof.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
The one thing I do like about it is that you get more character development that way.
correct.
That's the one. That's why I will sit through and watch it, and I'm not too pissed about it.
Yeah.
But I can understand what you're saying. I can see where you're coming from in that aspect.
And
like I said,
sometimes
in no way am I saying it's the wrong way to do a series. I just enjoy things more when it's in a linear time, and I can just keep
sometimes that has to do with production, the time it was created.
Well, George Lucas did it that way because he knew he didn't have the technology available to tell the first 3 episodes.
Right.
So that I understand.
Well, not the first. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, for real?
Yeah. Look at it. Look at digitally, or like look at the world. The episode 4 through 6
They're
is
in
very analog, very basic of what visually there is.
Yeah.
And if you go to the other one, you see different worlds. You see more flying.
I feel you on that
Stuff
one.
like
Okay,
that.
that makes sense.
Digitally, it just
Well, then that
looks
goes back to my
better.
point.
Yeah.
Like, some of it's based off of technology, what they're allowed to do at their time.
Right.
So, like, he wants to retell that story. For me, also, the thing to take in consideration is characters. So, for example, Chris Evans was locked into how many, like 10 years of Marvel, and now he's like, I'm exhausted. I'm done with this chapter. Now he's like, I'll talk to them. I'll see what happens.
because you got that break,
Right.
you know.
So I think when you go into the back and you tell a pre-story like a prequel, and you start back there and you explain different stories. You get to tell either the younger life of those characters that you've already established, or like the parents of those characters, and you give those main characters a break. So that way, when it comes time to doing the newer stuff, they're like, okay, yeah, I'll come back. I'm not exhausted of this no more.
Can we? I want to go a little tiny back to Marvel. Can we stop with the Robert Downey Jr. is coming back as Iron Man thing already? I'm getting tired of this crap. Dude.
Why? Because playing with your emotions?
No, just because it's getting annoying. Like everything is, oh, he's coming back. Oh, he's coming back. Oh, he's hammering. Oh, he's doing this. Leave him alone.
Until Kevin and Marvel, and he's on a actual poster.
Beautifully,
Agreed.
The best way you could have done. He even talked to Joe Rogan about it. Robert Downey was on Joe Rogan's podcast. He's like, don't you think you feel cheated if I came back?
Yeah.
You absolutely would. He's like, oh, I thought his story was over. Why am I seeing him again? The only thing I think it would make sense is if he comes back in some kind of flashback. But even then, why?
Yeah. I said it when we first started talking about it. I'm like, I'm okay with him being dead. I want him back, but I'm okay with it. You wanted him back.
I wanted him back as the AI.
Oh, true.
Not him alive again. I wanted him to be AI for Riri.
I wouldn't mind seeing him.
That's the only way I'll be okay with Robert Downey coming back.
I wouldn't mind seeing him as a variant.
Stay in the grave.
I wouldn't mind seeing him as a variant, as like the superior Iron Man. Superior Iron Man, where like in Multiverse of Madness when he like tackles her through the Star Portal and they like flipping through, and then there's that one world where it's the Stark bots, the little white bots that are in Far From Home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
The drones.
Yeah, the drones that are connected to Edith. Mm-hmm. One of the worlds they flip through, it's like a whole like futuristic, and then those drones are flying everywhere. And it says Stark Industries on the actual drone.
Didn't catch that actually.
Some people say that's a superior Iron Man world where like
because a lot of people were speculating that that's what we're going to see next.
Hopefully,
a lot of people thought we were going to see it in Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah. Well, there's a chair missing, an empty chair. It could be Iron Man. We don't know. I mean, all of that's left open to speculation to see what can happen. But
yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing him that way.
Okay.
But
only those two ways. That's it. Otherwise,
I don't know. I think after Secret Wars, everything's gonna get blown up. The whole Avengers lineup is gonna get blown up.
We shall see.
Everything's gonna change. It'll never be the same again.
We shall see. I'm just ready for the mutant saga, man. Let's get it.
Well, I've already accepted that it's going to be like 4 or 5 years.
You're going to just go ape shit.
Well, yeah, I can't wait, but it's already accepted. It's going to be like fucking 5 years.
I might just be like this the entire episode.
It's just they're all complex characters. They all have different emotions, and they, being a Latino and growing up in, I wouldn't say poverty, but like...
I don't know if I've asked you this before, but what is it about mutants that you love so much?
They're just not... They're not the Avengers. The Avengers are these like super powerful people.
Do you like the fact that it's them born that way and that they didn't get bit or fall into a vat or something? Or
right. They're born that way.
Way?
Yeah, and then I think this just shows how human evolution would be.
Lyric here. Okay.
No, but like they're born that way. They mutated.
I like that part of it. I think that's my favorite thing about the mutant is that it comes from them.
Yeah.
It's not, oh, I made this tech, or I got bit by radioactive this,
right.
Or, I like
that. I mean, they stem from the Eternals, nonetheless, but experimenting on humans and stuff like that. But still.
Oh, is that right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's why everyone thought.
Oh, right. Apocalypse and all that shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
But, all
right, cool. So, I think we covered everything about Last of Us.
Yeah.
Unless, quiet.
Oops.
I accidentally hit it with my finger. I mean, yeah, like I said, I've said everything I can about it. I absolutely love the show. Yeah. Looking forward to season 2.
Agreed.
It sucks that we have to wait so long for it, but we got plenty of content.
Yeah.
That's another show I gotta wait long to. Stranger Things and now Last of Us. So like,
when's the next Stranger Things gonna get released?
2024.
Oh, next year.
Yeah,
I got time to catch up then.
Me and my buddy Tim are like waiting. He's gonna be our guest for Stranger Things. Nice. Once we get into that.
I think the most thing I'm super eager for right now is Loki too. Just want to see what the hell's gonna happen with.
Yeah, there's a lot of buzz around it, man. So I'm wondering. All right, so it's already said that Deadpool 3, he's gonna be fighting the TVA.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll see Loki in Deadpool 3, or do you think they're just gonna be two separate people fighting TVA in their own right?
I think so.
To what? You think we'll see him in there, or you think
Yeah.
they're separate?
I think we'll see either a reference to Loki.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Deadpool will say something about him, especially with the TVA being there.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I think I don't leave anything off the table when it comes to
this
Deadpool.
storyline.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm really because not for the main reason is now we're seeing Deadpool in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main reason. Second reason, I just want to see Deadpool's take on the TVA, and now that we've seen the TVA in Loki and what else they could do with that kind of storyline, maybe it's a different faction of the TVA that Deadpool's fighting, like a different department or something like that.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, we don't know what.
Because the TVA's after him because of what he did to the Fox universe. Because he blew up I read it. It's because he blew up the Fox universe, so they're after him because of that. When he uses Cable's watch to go back and correct stuff.
So he's creating incursions.
And that's why TVA's after him.
Those incursions he's creating, that could be how we get X-Men into our universe. They just fucking pluck them out.
Anyway, you can weave that. This is how we get X-Men, and he takes it. He jumps on it. He wrangles it, and then he's like, "This is how we get the mutants."
I mean, bro, you threw the alley oop.
I did.
Just had
I
to
set
slam
you
it.
up. I was just like, I did set you up for that. But no, yeah. So I'm excited for Deadpool 3. This, I don't know. It's probably gonna be the best one.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, because Marvel's in charge of it this time. You know, so we're gonna get a rated R and Marvel produced one. Pff, forget about it, dude. Yeah, it's gonna be
Not a dry seat in the house. No, just kidding.
sus. That's pretty sus, guys. But yeah, so you're excited for Deadpool? Is what you're most excited for?
As far as the next Marvel project, no, Guardians.
This year? Yeah, Guardians.
Yeah, No, I'm talking about project wise. I'm not talking about timeline. I'm just talking about project.
To finish
period.
off the story and explain it all.
I want to know more about Rocket. I want to know who dies, etc.
That's cute. I like that. I agree. I think the whole situation, the way,
because there's so many ways that story can go.
Yeah, and it's not solidified in any certain comic. There's a lot of So it's really a newer story where they can pick from it.
And it's James Gunn. He came back specifically to tell Rocket's story, so I want to see how he does that.
Yeah.
Because if you come back for a specific reason to do a movie, it's going to be done well.
He did say like the movies were actually like all stories of Rocket, his story. That's what he said. He said he built it. The original script was always built to tell the story of the Guardians.
To lead into Rocket's story?
Yeah.
Oh, got you. Okay.
So, and I think because he always wanted to use, Adam in the second one, Adam Warlock. But now we're going to get the third one.
At the end?
Yeah. And then Kevin was like, "No, let's switch that up," which is cool. I don't disagree with Kevin. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Guardians for you, Loki for me.
Guardians and Deadpool, 2 projects I'm most excited about.
What's my second one? If we ever get Blade, that'd be pretty interesting to see.
Well, we are. It's just a matter. It's just a win because they finally secured the proper director for it. They're rewriting to add more action. I don't get how you do Blade and only have 2 action sequences in the entire movie. The first draft of the script only called for 2 action sequences. Are you nuts?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Stupid. He's one of the most.
All Blade movies started with like an action scene.
It was action from beginning to end. Like I would argue to say that Blade is one of the most action-filled characters in the MCU.
Yeah,
like he's out there slicing vampires,
slaying vampires. That's what he does
all day, every day. Like, dude, how do you only put 2 action sequences? I don't care how long they are. How do you only put 2 in?
Yeah.
Movie better be 20 minutes long if you're only.
And who said that?
Who?
That it was only 2.
The people that are still with the project. I read it on one of the articles. But that's why. What's his name? The actor who's playing.
Mahershala Ali,
something like that. Yeah. That's why he was pissed with the script.
Oh, he had problems with it too?
He did, yeah. Everybody involved had problems with it.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He's a great actor.
Mahershala, yeah. He's really solid. And he looks like Blade.
He looks more like the comic book accurate version of Blade. Yes, agreed.
I think a better actor to play...
Mahershala,
there you go.
Mahershala Ali.
I think a better actor to play Blade, in my opinion. Hold on. I want to get his name completely right because I know his first name.
Then we got Jon Snow with the ebony blade. I was kidding.
Stop it.
Well, that's what
Michael J. White. He has the martial arts experience. He's
Michael J.
ripped
White?
like you wouldn't believe. He looks like Blade a little in the face. Where else would he look like Blade? In the ass?
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Look, he's too old. That's why. That's the only reason why.
Stop
Had
it.
he been younger,
He does not look old, sir.
he's 55 years old.
Does he look it?
Well, no, he's fucking ripped.
Exactly.
But he's too big. He's too bulky. I think Wesley Snipes gave you that version of him, like, because in the comics he was fit, but he was pretty
slim.
He was slimmer.
Slender?
Yeah, he was like.
I mean, that's neither here nor there. I mean, honestly, when I look at a character, I don't see it as, oh, he's bigger than the comics, like body type wise.
But I know, yeah, Michael J. White. Yeah, he's a really good martial artist.
He is my fan cast for Blade. I think if he were to do Blade, I even think he cosplayed as him or Halloween as him.
Think so?
But yeah, I think so. But I think he would be a perfect Blade, in my opinion.
He has the voice for it.
He has the voice. He has the martial arts experience. Dude's like a fucking crazy degree black belt.
I don't know. For me, he'll always be Spawn. Yeah.
My wife loves Spawn, the movie.
Yeah.
That's
something I'd love
Did
for
you
them
know?
to remake.
No.
What?
I think I only want to see it because I think the graphics would be better.
Yes.
But did you know
The
that
suit
John
would be
Leguizamo was originally supposed to be Vulture?
Yeah.
In Spider-Man, and that Michael Keaton changed his mind and wanted to do it, and then
Because he said
him,
no first. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he said no. I think he had another project that he was doing, so he couldn't. But then they wind up rapping on it in time. So then he's like, "Can I come back as it?" And they asked John, and John was like, "I guess." And then they wanted to give him a smaller role, and he's like, "Nah." I think they should have had him be Scorpion. If John Leguizamo is going to be Vulture, have him be Scorpion.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Bring him back as Scorpion when they introduce Scorpion in the MCU.
Hear me out. I think John Leguizamo could have pulled off a really good Carnage to play the crazy aspect, because I think he did a good job. He played the clown in Spawn. I think he did a really good job of like being psychotic and crazy.
He said he'd be down to come back as the clown.
Oh, for Spawn?
Yeah.
I'm with it.
He said that.
I'm with it because it's all
He was,
CGI.
he
It's
was
all
in an
suit.
interview with our buddy over at comicbook.com, CK Comedy, Chris Killian.
Mhm.
Chris Killian was interviewing him, and that's where he talked about Spider-Man and Spawn and all that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I can see him doing it.
I would love for them to redo it. Spawn? Yeah.
I really would.
You say,
as much as
you say no.
I see, like,
A separate-
to continue it, but not to remake it. No.
I wouldn't say remake it as if like redoing it. I would say just telling a different story of it, like a different mission, a different story. Blah blah blah.
I would say, like, it's either the kid or the grandkid. Like,
Here's my thing: you say that, but I guarantee you, if it were to come out, you'd love it.
of course, the
Guarantee
movie
it.
with John- I love.
Easy, right?
there's more than one Spawn movie.
Yeah,
I only seen the first one.
I think there's been different adaptations of it.
Spawn 3, 1999.
I don't remember that one.
Me neither. Is this like an animated show? Oh, it is an animated. Okay.
We veered way off topic today.
A little bit, you know. That's what we're here for, though.
Yeah.
Who owns the rights to Spawn?
I think Fox.
Well, what kind of comic is it?
It's Marvel.
No?
Is it not? I thought it was Marvel.
It might be DC, if I'm not
No,
mistaken.
it's definitely not DC.
Image Comics. Who owns Image Comics?
Oh, I was completely wrong.
Yeah,
Who?
DC Comics.
Get the what?
Mm-hmm.
Never in a million years would I have guessed that. Consider my mind blown. Wow. Makes sense. It's dark.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
All right, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's. Oh yes. next episode, once this guy over here goes to see the film, John Wick, we want to cover that one.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that episode
John Wick
will
and
be coming
Shazam.
soon.
I'd like to cover both of those for sure.
Oh yeah, that's coming. We've
Yeah.
already established that's coming, but as far as when that is yet to be determined.
Yeah, I mean, guys, there's a lot of movie factors. You know, they
Well, a bunch of
moved.
movies just came out like consecutively, so it's like we're playing catch up.
This is true.
So-
Yeah, but in the midst of me having to cover at work, I was.
My movie,
Yeah.
us building
I went
the
on
room,
vacation.
yeah,
Yeah.
everything. We had a lot of stuff going on, guys. So
Avengers needed our help a little bit, so we helped them out. You know,
we were the guys in the chair, but it is what it is. We successful mission.
and you're welcome. You guys are all okay and safe
Yeah.
because of that, so you're welcome.
You're welcome. It's a thankless job. So those things will be. Keep an eye out for those. Those are coming. I am going to go crazy on the John Wick review.
Yeah.
So buckle
I can't
up.
wait. Okay,
All right.
sounds good. Sounds good.
So yeah, that is our episode for today. What's that, producer?
Mention. Don't forget end credit scene.
Oh yes, John Wick has an end credit scene I missed out on. Didn't expect one and forgot to do my research before leaving the theater.
Rookie mistake.
Shame on me.
Shame.
Oh yes, guys, we have some exciting stuff coming up
Oh, yeah.
this week. C2E2 is here. Yes, we will be there. Unfortunately, this man cannot make
Gotta work,
it. I will
gotta work.
cover the load for him. I will have it on my shoulders the whole weekend, happily. I'm gonna have content out the wazoo for you guys. What's that?
Instagram.
It's going to be on Instagram, and I will be putting an episode out on YouTube for you guys of all of the entire weekend of C2E2. I'm going to be doing interviews of cosplayers. I'm going to show you, give you guys a tour, show you all the merch they have going on there. So guys, keep an eye out for that. That's going to be coming. I'm super excited about that. First year, wife and I are dressing up. We're cosplaying.
Hey.
Yeah, we're cosplaying this year, so that's going to be fun.
You gonna tell them what you guys are doing?
Yeah, I am going to be Red Hood.
Yep.
And wife is going to be Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. That's going to be very fun for me.
No kids are going, right? That
Yeah,
day?
but not that day, not
Not that
cosplay day. Oh well, there we are taking the kids, but because they're going to go camping with my mom.
Nice.
My mom's going to basically babysit for us so that we can enjoy the con. But we will take them the first day,
Friday.
yes.
Nice,
we
nice.
take them because I gotta get one day in with them.
Mm-hmm.
They really can't take too much of the con anyway. It's a lot of walking.
Mm-hmm.
So they get tired out quick. But yeah. So that's coming, guys. Stay tuned for that. Geek, any last thoughts, concerns, comments?
No, none at all.
We are back, guys. Thank you guys for joining us yet again. And Kike, as always, I am with you.
To the end of the line.
Thanks, guys.